Yes, y'all. We about to get started real soon. We about to get started real soon. I just abbreviated.
All right.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, man, we're in the building tonight, man. It's gonna be a beautiful night. Another great conversation brought to you by Mentourme.com alongside
Mike the Advisor. What's going on, y'all?
Now, look, I know a lot of the topics we talk about, Mike, sometimes may, of course, benefit people, but also sometimes people are still a bit ambiguous in certain areas because, again, nobody's really talking about certain topics we're talking about and breaking it down to the level we're breaking it down to.
That's
now,
true.
We got to understand there's a lot of men in this world that have a slight problem when it comes to communicating. This topic is for you. A lot of women have requested this specific topic. They're like, they can't understand why is it such a big problem for men to communicate based on how they're feeling. This is so important when it comes to dating, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to just being in any type of relationships, even business relationships. You have to learn how to communicate. Because without communication, you have nothing. You got nothing, Mike.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of men, they don't want to hurt women's feelings and all that type of foolery and excuses. Tonight, we want to talk about that. Let's talk about the reasons why men have difficulties communicating with beautiful women like yourself.
So where do you want to start? I think we should start here.
Where do you want to start with that?
And this to me is an obvious thing, but here's one reason why I believe, some men have an issue with communicating.
Okay.
Maturity.
True.
And understanding how to get to closure.
That's a good one.
Okay. Right? But let's just keep it on maturity. I don't want to jump too many places left and right. I think maturity. What I mean by maturity is in your 20s, you're going to communicate different than when you're in your 30s, 40s, etc.
Regino's popping.
So
put your comments below.
For a man that's in his 20s is trying to communicate, he may not communicate it, whatever his problem is or his issue or whatever you feel that he needs to communicate to you. He may not communicate it the best.
Correct.
Same with a guy in his 30s. He gets to a point where he's gone to certain levels in his life where he's not communicating nothing. He's just getting missing.
Yeah, that's it. He don't want to talk about it.
He don't want to talk about it.
He made his mind up. He made his decision.
He made his mind up. He made his decision. Your input is not involved. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. That's just what he decided. So, us as men, we've all had gone through the phases. We all have been guilty of it. We're still going through it. But I think it's a maturity level, certain level of maturity, at least I could say. What do you think, Bobby, on that?
Maturity has a lot to do with it because when two grown individuals have a conversation about something that was disagreed upon between two parties, it takes a real mature minded person to really say, hold on, let's have a conversation.
Right.
Let's hear what each other has to say. And at a certain point, you got to realize I had to learn as I matured.
Right.
Sometimes there's no wrong or right. Let's just get down and get some closure.
Correct. Compromise.
Let's debate our sides, and let's see who has a stronger debate. And that's all it really is. Who has a stronger debate?
Right.
Based on the scenarios. Exactly. And let's finally get some closure. But there's also men that I don't want to talk. I'm immature. I don't want to talk. I said what I said. I've always dealt with women the same way. I don't care what these women say to me. I don't want to hear it. It is what it is. When you're dealing with a man like that, that's immaturity. Right. If you can't have a conversation with a man if he's mad or if you're going through something, and there's also women, I get it. You're nervous, you're scared, you don't want to hurt his feelings. Women, communication is key to a successful relationship.
Yeah. If
you can't have a conversation with the man you're dating, you're going to be in a problem.
Just leave. That's in my opinion.
I'm telling you, you're going to be in a problem.
It's a repeating cycle. But let's talk about this. So let's get to the point of it. Where did this come? Where did this topic come up with? How did we come up with this topic? Where did you get this? Because I know we normally get stuff from our clients. Is this from a viewer, from a client?
This is actually, I've been getting a lot of women DMing me, and they're like, and this is one of the top maybe 12 topics I'm getting per day. Okay. And it has a lot of value. So I decided, I'm like, this one carries a lot of weight because no matter if you're mad, you're happy, you're going through a relationship, two people come from two different ways of growth, and have to come together and hope that we could become one. That's difficult.
So, Bobby, is it safe to say that some women, I'm just speaking for the men now, is it safe to say that some women just can't handle the truth?
Oh, facts. Now, that's a whole different topic. Here's the honest truth, right? There's a lot of women that say, oh, just tell me how you feel. It's okay. I won't get mad at you. I won't get mad at you. It's so easy to say
It's so easy to say it, but when you're receiving it, it's a little different.
It's difficult because a lot of women say that, but once you tell them the truth, some women are so rebellious, they'll do this. Oh, let me stop giving him my sexual pleasure.
Wow.
Let me stop giving him sex. Oh, I don't like how he said that. Right. Or I emotionally take that statement and say, well, you know what? Just because of this, I'm going to do that.
Right.
No, the person just gave you their opinion. They told you the honest truth on how they feel, which is something you said you wanted.
I really think this is number one.
Yeah.
Why
it's tough, man.
Why men have done this? Because why? It's a pathology. Let's start from when you're young. You don't tell your mom certain things.
For sure.
Because you know she can't handle the truth.
Facts.
You don't tell your sister certain things.
Facts.
Because you know she can't handle the truth. So, in retrospect, you don't tell your girl certain things because you know she can't. She talks a good game, but when you tell it to her, it's all emotion that takes over.
Let's be honest, right? We spoke about this before personally.
It's emotion that takes over.
How many times we have asked men, hey, if your girl got on a certain dress and you don't like it, listen, women, we've asked numerous men this question. If your woman has a certain dress on and you don't like it, what are you gonna say to your woman? You know what they said? A lot of men decide, well, I'm gonna just say I like it because I don't really want to get into that.
Yeah, that's weak. That's
so you would rather, here we go, lie to the woman just to make her feel good, knowing you're going out with her, you don't like what she got on. You like what another woman got on, but you don't like what she got on. But instead of you telling the truth,
no, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, baby, go ahead and pick this one right here for you. That ain't it.
Exactly.
Go ahead and
but I learned it's how you say it.
Oh, 100%. It's delivery. It's delivery.
It's delivery,
all about delivery.
You're amazing. It's
all about
when you be dressing. You be dressing fly, very tasteful, very chic. Oh my God! But I ain't gonna lie tonight. I ain't feeling that. But again, you a grown adult. you can wear whatever you want. I ain't trying to control you.
Nah, I'm telling straight up. You better than me. I'm telling straight up, like, baby, that ain't it. I know you can dress, but baby, come on. I need you to be sexy.
No one said lack of confidence.
Yeah, that's another level.
That's another why men can't express.
We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna definitely talk about it. Why men can't express themselves. Lack of confidence. I like that one.
Let's talk about this though, because we're gonna get to that. That's gonna be the next few. There's gonna be soon after the next one we're gonna talk about. But I want to talk about this though. So we know it's a maturity thing.
Cool.
We know that men have an issue with communicating, but we know that we all have a consensus. We believe that they can't handle the truth.
True.
Because men, we understand telling each other the truth. Boss, that shit ain't it, bro. Them shoes is ugly, bro. Like, look, I need my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're very direct with each other.
Women are emotional creatures, so in their mind, see, some women are not used to rejection.
Yeah, they want to control the delivery. They want to control how you say it, when you say it, but they want the truth.
They want it to sound a certain way in their ears.
Correct. Truth doesn't come that way.
It's so funny when you hear women say this. It's how you say it to a certain degree. Because if that woman bought that dress, and we gave that example, and she really liked it, and you told her, especially if she spent a lot of money, she can't return it, what's she going to do with the dress? She really had a passion for that dress. But here's what I learned in life. Just because I don't like it, that don't mean you can't wear it. I'm just answering your question. Men are very black and white. I'm answering your question. I don't like your dress.
I don't like that one.
I ain't saying you can't wear it. I don't like your dress.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one.
But
here's the thing. So then let's talk about this then. Do we believe that it also plays a part why some men can't express themselves Kind of like how they were raised.
Well, yeah, you know what? A big part is how they were raised. Because again, a lot of like I love how that person said it earlier. I think that was Regina. Regina says, you know, from young adult ages, a lot of youth they conceal their feelings. Because again, in this world today, right? You know, men at a certain point, you're considered weak. You're considered soft.
Yeah.
If you express yourself, it's like if a man cries. No matter if he's at his mom's funeral, damn, he cries so much, man. Damn, what's going on, man? Man, all that crying, that's the man's mom. You know what I mean? That's the fruit of the barrel. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's who raised him. He cries. See, that's why I said I learned one thing in life, Mike. You got to know your identity.
Yeah.
Because this world here, they will try to conform who you are to who you ought to be. Correct. And that's the problem.
And this is what I want to talk about. I mean, to that point, right, of how they were raised and to what Regina talked about when talked about how people were raised and, you know, could hide their feelings. We all have felt this, and we still struggle with this to a certain degree. But I was reading a book, right? And
appreciate you, Noel.
And I was reading a book, and it was Napoleon Hill, right? Okay. It was the Laws of Success.
Correct.
And one of the statements he was talking about was the 6 human fears, right? And one of the 6 fears that you must obviously work to overcome in order for you to be successful. But one of the fears is the fear of criticism. Right? And to that point,
that's
people, when we talk about how the person was raised, right? Some people are raised with a certain level of fear of criticism, meaning that they fear it. So there's some people who fear it so much. There's some people who fear it a little bit. There's some people who fear it less.
I see where you're going. It's okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not really going to be 0, right? But the people who fear it less, it's like a perfect quote, right? I'm not fearless, I just fear less, right? Okay. So they walk into it. They walk into the criticism. So I don't have an issue with, which we're going to go into next with, because I believe some people are just scared of being blunt, being direct.
Oh, no.
And especially men, they're scared of being direct or blunt with their women, which is because they fear, 1, the criticism, but 2, how they're going to receive it. Unfortunately, it's not your responsibility on how somebody receives the truth.
You know, it's true.
Let me repeat that again. It's not your responsibility on how somebody receives the truth. Now, the truth is the truth, right? Let's just say, obviously, we know this Will Smith shit was staged or whatever people want to say. That doesn't matter. But let's just say that was the truth in real time, in real life. How you feel about it? Oh, he should have did it behind closed doors. He should have did. Listen, if he feels that's the truth, that's his truth 100%. At that moment, he's gonna smack the shit out of Chris. That's just what he feels.
We're gonna definitely chop up about that soon. That's coming up maybe next week.
You get what I'm saying? Like, but my point is that the truth is never invited. It's never. It never has the perfect time or place to give it.
No, it doesn't.
Right? Because it doesn't have a form. It's not wrapped. It's a gift. It's a gem that's not wrapped and presented properly. It's just, here you go.
And the truth is, the reality, I always hear people say this, and I feel very comfortable stating this. The truth will set you free. But again, the truth is, a lot of people can't handle the truth. It's too emotional for some people.
Of course. Why do you think governments keep certain things behind closed doors?
For sure.
It's because when you tell people the truth, it can cause a mass panic, and it's just,
For sure.
Not on some conspiracy thing. I'm just saying in general, like if they were just telling you the truth about anything, like stuff that you could just go Google yourself, but if they were to give that same truth to the masses, people take the shit crazy. So I believe, do you believe, Bobby, let me ask you this, that men are scared of being blunt?
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you why, Mike.
Have we been emasculated that much that we can't just be blunt and be direct? Like, look, baby, this weave ain't it. I'm sorry. That part down the middle, I don't like.
Because here, I love how you talk about the whole weave, the extensions. And the problem is that there's also men with this whole mindset here. Don't play with a woman's hair. So we got certain areas we can't critique. What law states that? Where did that come from? Yeah. See, this is the problem, right? Men are scared of, I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
But if you know what type of woman you have, that it makes a difference. Because there's a lot of sayers. A lot of women say, tell me the truth. But when you tell them the truth, they start folding.
Right. And there's a difference between being disrespectful and being truthful. There's a fine line between that.
Yeah, you ain't even got to do the whole disrespect thing. Just tell them how you feel.
But to some people, being truthful is disrespectful.
Oh, that's a problem then.
Your breath actually stinks, and I tell you, oh, damn, you being disrespectful. No, there's a fine line between disrespect and being truthful.
Yes.
Hey, Mo, I just want to pull you aside. Your breath a little, it's cool. Okay, but here's what I want to do for you. A little gum. I think you should probably go ahead.
You know what? That's a good statement, right?
Because here's the reason why. People take the truth as disrespectful. The reason why people hated Trump is because he was being truthful in his own mind. To him, he telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? When he's so famous, you could just grab him by the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Grab him by the book. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was just being truthful. But it was disrespectful when people heard how it came and how it was delivered and who said it. But every time he said something during his election, he let it out. Oh, this man racist. Man, he didn't tell you the truth.
Yeah, very true. You know, it's
back in my day, people wouldn't get away with that. No. When they was fighting this thing, when he said what he said,
I felt
it's not like he wasn't lying. It's just the way that he said it was like, damn, bro, like you just out with it. You just out in the open.
100%. But that's the whole thing. When you look at let's look at like a Cardi B, right? Shouts out to the brother's wife, right? You got to realize that. Imagine you have a woman who expresses herself in the truth for man.
Right.
When she first came out, I remember a lot of women disagreed with Cardi B's ways.
Okay.
Because of how expressive she was.
Correct.
With who she was, her sexuality, with who she really was.
Correct.
And now these same women want to be like her.
Correct.
That just shows you sometimes it just takes time for people to appreciate
the
reality of what somebody is expressing or showing.
Remember, it's part of the laws of success. What Cardi B exemplified was, she did not exemplify the fear of criticism.
Oh, I love that about her.
She overcame that.
She's strong,
right? And I highly implore y'all to read that book or listen to it, audiobook, Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. He talks about the six fears, right? And the six basic human fears people got to get over. And that's law. The fear of criticism is one. There's a few other fears that people have to get over, but it's so deeply rooted. That's why he put it in the book, and he stated it. It's so deeply rooted. I'm talking about from when you're young.
Facts.
You don't want to be criticized about coming to school with shacks on. You want to get
Jordans. You don't want pro wings.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it all goes back to the fear of criticism, right? So I think men are scared of being blunt with their women, which is why they can't communicate, right? Because they don't want to, ruffle any feathers or whatever. But I also feel that when men are, being truthful to women, they also want to control the response.
And that's not fair. That doesn't even make sense, but that is true. A lot of women, not only you tell me the truth, but I also want you to say it in a way that it sounds good to me, to make me feel better.
Right. But for men, when we say the truth, what I mean by that is some men believe that when they tell a woman the truth, they should be able to just take the truth and that's it. So some women are not going to fold or any of that. But I do believe that some men have an issue with identifying the difference between criticism and feedback.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I love how you said the whole feedback part. Feedback. I've been battling this conversation with grown men for a long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of them attach it to successful women. Any woman that makes $80,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, if the woman speaks back her opinion, if she gives her opinion to anything that he feels he is an expert in, any area he feels he's an expert in.
Speaking of expert in everything.
Yeah, because men, we gotta be honest. There's a lot of men, right? You can't tell them shit. They think they know it all in every area.
They're expert in everything.
Every area. It could be finances, cars,
crypto. They're a blockchain expert.
Cleaning houses, that.
Oh, I know.
Every area.
Yeah, I know exactly what ammonia to use. Like, it's just...
It's such a problem. And then when the woman speaks back, when they meet a strong-minded woman,
right,
who's very opinionated, and say, look, I heard what you said, because she's very receptive. She heard you. She just don't agree with you.
Right. But now you think, oh my God, she just giving me feedback.
Yeah, I don't like women like that. That's why I don't mess with you like that.
I don't want women to talk back. No.
She didn't talk back.
did you listen to what she said? Was it criticism or was it just some feedback?
That's the problem.
Was she critiquing what you said, or was she saying, well, here's what I think? Yeah, I hear you, but I think da-da-da-da. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference on how you receive both.
For
criticism versus feedback.
Women, people that's on this live right now, we'll reset the room real quick. We're talking about why is it such a problem for men to communicate when they're in relationships? Why is it such a difficult issue for communicating in regards to men?
Right.
A lot of men have a slight problem having conversations, learning how to be receptive, learning how to express their emotions. Why is this such a problem? We spoke about one, maturity.
Yeah.
Two, sometimes the opposing side can't handle the truth. Is it true that women, when we tell you the truth, you overreact or you shut down when we tell you the truth? You shut down.
That's a big one.
And then some of them even go into the shutdown and, oh, well, I ain't giving him no sex this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't getting none of this. So hold on.
You weaponize the
Now you weaponize the situation. What do you think he's gonna do next time? Now when he want to have when he has something to tell you, he's not gonna tell you no more. Because he know you're taking something that he finds very important and putting a lock on it. So now if I tell you the truth, you take away sex for 3 days, done deal. I ain't saying nothing truthful to you. That's it. I don't gotta tell you. I just tell you what the hell you want to hear. Let's go. Run.
And let's be honest, ladies, I'm gonna tell you this. 98% of men agree with that statement just now. Because why we don't like conflict. As much as you think we're very, strong and
Very
aggressive,
true.
Remember, you love conflict. We don't. You watch reality TV and like the juice and talk about her and how this girl, and we don't. We don't like that. A guy calls and tells about, man, let me tell you about how this dude, we'll shut it down quick. Bro, listen, bro. I'm
a little busy
right now, bro. I ain't got time to talk to you right now. We'll tell that to the dudes we talk to. But girls be like, hold on, girl, hold on. Excuse me, man. Hey, girl, tell me what's going on. She said, what? That's not a shot at the women. It's your lane. Men don't like to get in that lane.
Yeah, I could care less.
This is why when men see those types of things, we'll do whatever we need to do to get to the quickest solution possible.
Facts. But
we believe in shortcuts to get to the solution. That shortcut is, oh, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm like, oh yeah, man, that's fine. Yeah, I'm cool with that. And knowing in our mind, like, God damn, why the hell she just gonna get out of here and just leave me alone?
Facts.
Like it's because we know you can't handle. You don't love me. I just want to be alone. Leave me alone. Like, just leave me alone. Damn it, shit. Let me just go in the room. Let me just lay on the couch by myself. Like, no, it ain't. We don't love you. Like, it's just these are the things why. And we're telling you from a man's point of view, but we also understand from your point of view.
For sure.
The frustration. But I want to touch on this, and this is my main point I want to kind of take some time on, because it's something that does require, it's not something you learn overnight.
For sure.
It's something that is going to require some practice and some work on the men's part, but also it's going to require work on the man, for the man, because at the end of the day, fellas, she's under your leadership 100%. To figure out how to communicate this with your woman so she understands how to be on page with you. And this is part of leadership, is understanding the levels of communication. Everybody has a different level of communication.
Oh, that's fact. That's very right. True.
And at the end of this, we're going to also give some resolutions, right? Maybe 1 or 2 resolutions on how I think men could probably fix it and women can help. But I think the last point of reason why men have an issue communicating is because some men, when it comes to communication, if we're talking about from 0 being worse, 100 being the best, a lot of men are like -5.
Facts.
They just don't know how to communicate, period.
What when you say don't know how to communicate, as in the aspect of?
I'm talking about
delivery.
I'm talking about delivery. I'm talking about vernacular. I'm talking about how to make it make sense from their mind and deliver it effectively so they can speak.
Yeah,
they don't got to use big ass words. They don't got to use any. Just make it make sense to her and for you or whoever your audience is.
Very true.
Baby, look, I know when we spoke earlier, you said you were busy. All I was trying to figure out is what you wanted to eat. You snapped on me. I didn't appreciate that. And that's why I'm like this. Now, if we can talk about how we can get past that, next time something happens, I'm open to that. But if at this moment, if you just want to, go back and forth, which I feel maybe that's the case.
Nah, these brothers ain't talking like that.
Man, you just tripping, bro.
I said what I said.
Yeah,
this is my house. What? Hold on. See, that level there gets you nowhere, guys. I want to have you guys understand that. As mature adults, that's why I feel maturity is so important as we're talking about all these topics and delivery. You have to understand, fellas, when you're talking to a woman, how you say things, you're talking to her, not through her. And that's a problem even as myself as a man. I had to learn that growing up. Learn how to talk to a woman, not through a woman.
No, learn how to talk to a woman.
Facts.
Meaning talk to her as she is. Don't talk to her like your homeboys, how you men, because men, we talk to each other how we talk to each other.
Yeah.
Don't talk to her like a man. Talk to her like your girl, like your woman, like your lady. Because you should know out of everybody how to turn the dial down on that stove
for sure
and reduce the heat.
For sure.
You get my drift? Sure. So you out of everybody should know how to do that because you're supposed to have her wrapped around your finger. So if you have that, it means you have control, which is why communication is so important. The men who can communicate most effectively win the game.
Yeah, it's true.
Baby, oh my God, you know what? Damn, I forgot to get you XYZ. Baby, do you want this? Okay, boom. Knowing in your mind as a man, you don't give a shit about the damn napkins, but you know she do. So when y'all out, baby, hey, listen, I got some ketchup. I also got you some napkins. I didn't know if you need them. Oh, thank you so much, baby. Okay, boom.
Done deal.
Or if y'all sitting down, you already eat. Babe, I know you like that. You want me to go ahead and get you some napkins? Because when you say, I know you like napkins, you want me to get you some, one, that shows that damn, he was listening. That's what you're telling her. And two, oh, he's willing to go get me some. Yes, please, baby. So now in her mind, she's like, okay.
See, the dudes don't understand that.
You know? First, you're saying, damn, it's just some napkins, bro. I could. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some napkins, bro. You sure?
A lot of men, they don't like to express it. Well, mama, you tripping about nothing, man. We got real shit going on out here. You can't talk like that to women, man. Like, women, they're very delicate. They're very emotional. They're very sensual. They're very affectionate. So you got to tap into those mental lanes with women to be able to get the results that you're trying to get to.
Voice inflection. You may not think you're yelling, but to her you are. You're raising your voice. Really, you're just speaking. You just talk strong. To her you yelling. Understand that, right? Be introspective and introspective with how you speak. So when I say that, it means just be mindful of how you talking. And it doesn't mean that you talking wrong. It's just how is she perceiving it? Because in the business world and sales world, the customer's perception is reality. So if they feel you're being aggressive, unfortunately, boss, you're being aggressive. Right. If they feel you're being disrespectful, unfortunately, you're being disrespectful. So you have to change your mood and how you. It's not easy. This is why it takes work. It takes because being able to communicate is a skill that makes people very wealthy. It makes people lots of money. It's a number one key game in this world. That's why presidents have White House speechwriters. They don't write the shit because they don't know how to communicate on that level. They have somebody they hire to do that for them. See what I'm saying? So my point is this. Understanding your level of communication with your girl, with your woman, is important because if she tells you something and she see you getting all, to you it's nothing, but to her she's like, hold on, why are you getting all? So now it's gonna change her mood. If you know that, it's happened 3, 4, 5 times. It's up to you to be like, you know what? Let me change how I respond. Yeah, baby. In your mind, she asked you a dumbass question. You asked for breakfast. She said, "Do you want eggs with that?" What the fuck I'm talking about? If I said breakfast, of course I want eggs.
Yeah.
I asked you for eggs, grits, and bacon. Why are you asking me now, 3 hours later, if I want eggs with what I would? Yeah, baby, I would love eggs. Actually, if you can make them scrambled, that'd be great.
Knowing you already
asked that.
Yeah.
So now, once you get into the bitch, are you dumb type of mindset, you know, like trying to check her. That's unnecessary arguments you don't gotta have.
Yeah, you're about to step into a real
and we say this because we deal with this daily, weekly, monthly. We've gone through this. We're still working on it. We're not perfect. But the point is that we know a lot of men just suck at communicating with their girls.
We're going to take a couple comments. Regina says, I read a book called Crucial Conversations.
Oh, Regina knows some shit. Okay.
It worked wonders in helping you communicate.
Yes. Damn, she dropped the gem. Damn, that's an old school gem she just dropped. Crucial. What she know about that, Regina? Okay. That's in my war chest right there. Crucial Conversations is an amazing book. They have it in audio and physical, written by consultants. 4 or 5 consultants came together and talked about is how to have conversations in the heat of the moment. And, very difficult conversations. It's very specific for business leaders and how to have those conversations to your subordinate. That's a really good book for that. But in general, it's a great book. Great point, Regina. I appreciate it.
Regina, again,
that's a great point, she said.
I'm ordered for the truth to be received in the right way. There has to be, in order for the truth to be received in the right way, there has to be trust. What she's saying, there has to be trust in order for the truth to be received. So if you want the person to of course, be the recipient and receive it correctly, there has to be trust between the two parties.
Okay, here's the thing with trust, Regina. You're 100% correct, but here's the problem when it comes to relationships, right? Or just in general. Trust is difficultly built. It's immensely impossible to even build it sometimes. It takes weeks, months, years,
for sure,
hours.
I don't even think it ever finishes.
You're constantly adding and putting bricks to it. But think of these bricks as, a glass house or as a house of cards. One small blow in the wrong direction, it all falls, which makes it difficult to rebuild again. My point is, the respect thing is in the eye of the beholder. So if the girl feels like you did something slightful, you could be doing everything truthful. But to her, she still never got over that one thing. So no matter what, she'll never, ever trust you. And she doesn't know how to communicate that with you as a man. So now how do you navigate that?
So I'll be with the person. Why be with the person?
That's something women only can't answer.
I can never understand that.
We can't
stay with the person. Emotional or been time invested.
But the thing is with that is that the other party can only do so much to win respect because there's a fine line between gaining respect and kissing your ass. There's a fine line between that.
That is true.
So they're gonna do what they're gonna do, but it's really up to the person who's giving who's receiving and giving the respect and saying, you know what, I trust this person. This person will never steer me wrong. But if you feel like that person will never steer you wrong, no matter how you look at that person, you're never gonna have trust for them. So it's hard to say that we could put trust when it comes to the providing truth thing, because I don't need to trust you for you to give me the truth. Here's what I mean. You can be like, bro, such and such down the street over here. I don't know you from Mechanic Pay, but you said there's such and such down the street over here.
I'm driving.
I'm driving over there.
I'm driving.
It's a one-off example. My point is that
for sure, in
a relationship, if there's no trust, there is no relationship anyway.
We got a couple more comments.
It's really sticky, but it's a great point.
Great statement on that. Great point. Rachel says, I think some of it goes back to upbringing and childhood traumas. 100% for sure.
Yeah,
that's fact.
That's fact. I mean, that's why we have it. One of our points, is how the person was raised.
How the person was raised makes a big difference to communication. Some people think communicating, you're soft. Some people think communicating is very essential to moving forward.
Some people just don't talk, period.
Some people believe being silent and just not saying shit makes the day smoother. I'm just not going to tell you shit. Don't talk to me. I'm not going to keep myself isolated.
That's it.
I have nothing to tell you. And when I explode, that's when I put the house on fire.
Right.
You see, that's why I feel communication is so important.
It's the most important thing. Why do you think in college they give you communications 100? Communications 200.
What's crazy, right?
They give you classes because they know it's just important.
There's a lot of people in relationships right now where either party has a lot of things they want to tell the other party. But based on the fact that of emotions, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to lose the person.
But see, this is the fear. This is another point of the law of success. Another point of the law of success. The fear of losing a loved one. Not just only in the death aspect, but also in the love aspect, like a relationship. The fear of loss of a loved one.
I like that.
And this is why you shouldn't be, in my opinion, fear of not telling the truth is the worst fear to be behind, man. I'm gonna tell you how I feel, bro.
It's hard for certain people. I like how Regina once again says a lot of men never have spoken to in that way. There isn't a point of reference. It's true.
There's never, and that's a great point. This is why when we speak about how the person was raised, they never had a point of reference. So this is why, as men, men are a little different. Ladies, let me say this: men were built a little different than you, and we should be built differently than you.
A cell in the building.
We're supposed to go through constant training in a war. right? We're supposed to go through combat in a sense, if I can make it make sense. When I say combat, not actually physically fighting, but with ourselves. Men need to be raised a certain way. This is why women can never raise men, ever. Yes, my mom raised me, but she can't make me a man. Steel only sharpens steel. If you get my point, she can make me a gentle man, but the man is only my father or my brother or another man.
For sure, because the masculinity aspect is...
Because you need that. She can make me a gentleman, meaning showing me how to treat other women in the world. Aspect,
another man has to teach you that.
And another man, like she said, a point of reference is huge. If I didn't have a point of reference in my life, I would not be sitting here. I'm going to tell you this now. I'm going to tell you this now.
And some people may say, man, I don't think that's true. Let me tell you something. I grew up with all women.
Same here.
All women.
Same here.
All women.
Same
and I became as masculine as I could. But again, I was outdoors. I was cutting grass. I was around men learning what it is to be masculine, what it is to do manly things. I was learning what it is to work hard. I was physical labor, pressure washing cars, doing roof work. So
we're different. We're ready
learning how to lead, learning how to solve problems.
Yeah.
I was that man. I learned that from different men and seeing how they do things.
Correct.
But a woman ain't gonna go. A roof is leaking. She ain't going on that roof to tell you how to fix the roof.
Right.
The grass need to be cut. I barely see a woman grab a lawnmower. Look, son, come with me. We're gonna cut grass. No, that's not gonna happen. What we could do is call a landscaper. That's what a woman's gonna do. A real man, as he gets his son to a certain age, look, this is what we're gonna do for them badass grades. Go get that goddamn lawnmower back there. This is what I'm gonna do. You're gonna start cutting grass. Let me show you how this works. Right there, he's learning a gift. He's learning a skill. And then even though he hates the skill at that moment,
there's a certain learning process. There's a process through the struggle. This is why men love to work out. There's a process through the struggle.
For sure.
It's the process. Yes, the shit's heavy. Yes, it hurts. Yes, I'm tired as fuck. Yes, the shit killing me. But there's a process. The process is what's making me better. The fact that I can be disciplined to come here when I don't want to, when I do want to do this thing when I want to stop at this number, but I have to go to 12. I'm at 9. I want to stop. I push to 12. These are men. Men have a lot of mental barriers they got to push through as men. And having a point of reference is very, this is why men need to be working on themselves up until the age of 30, 31, from 20. I didn't know this until late 20s, early 30s. So my point is that if I knew this early enough, oh my God. But this is the key that most men don't get taught. They think they hit 21, 22, they hit a bag and they made it. No, boss. There's nothing like time.
Yeah, it's fast.
Nothing like time. By the time 8 more years go by, you're going to learn more things, right? Because that's where your value comes over time.
You never stop learning. We're gonna close out. Might give them 2 resolutions, and one of the things that I want you to open up on, because again, we don't just want to give you guys the issues. We want to give you guys solutions on, fixing these problems.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the importance of getting to the resolution? Many people debate topics. Many people will quote unquote argue about topics or argue about issues in relationships. But did we get to the resolution? How important is that to you, Mike?
I feel like it's imperative. I feel like it's the apex of the relationship. I feel like it's the crux of the relationship, because you can argue about something. It doesn't mean you resolved it. You went to
correct.
Bed. You went to bed.
Very true.
You went to bed angry. You guys woke up. A few days went by. You smiled at each other. You okay? You all right? Okay. And you moving on. All that is sweep under the rug. You might fuck it out your system, sweep under the rug.
True.
Keep sweeping under that rug. Eventually, when you walk in that house, you're going to trip over that rug. So I say that to say you need to get the resolution. Conflict resolution is for the millionaires. Those are for the master negotiators. That's only reserved for the top 1% of people.
Very true.
Of people, not just of people. If me and Bobby have an issue, it's not about the issue. It's about how do we get to the resolution.
100%.
If me and my girl have an issue, it's not about that anymore. How can I resolve this now? And how is the best way to resolve this? This is why constant elevation, reading, learning, Googling, people might look at you and be like, oh my gosh, you got all the answers. No. I know where to find the answers, or I know the process to find it. Once somebody knows the process to find answers, you are resourceful.
Very true.
Because people don't lack resources, they lack resourcefulness. And this is where get into resolution. If you don't know, Google the shit. How to resolve a problem with my girl.
Yeah,
you'll find thousands on page 1.
That's so true, man.
When last time you been on page 2 and 3 on Google search?
You know, that's a good point you make. Like, there's so many free tools to leverage nowadays to learn about different components in communication, in relationships.
Don't need to be an expert. You don't gotta go get a class. Just Google the shit. That's the start from there.
One of the things I see, Mike, and you said this early, and I learned is that the biggest problem with sometimes both parties or a party is that people, human flesh don't like to listen. We just don't like to listen to each other because we got this whole know-it-all mentality. Because especially when you're a single mother, especially when you're a guy you've been just running through women and you've always been that leader. When you come in that relationship, like, wow, I've never dated something so superior.
Right.
And then you finally meet a woman like, I've had 50 of you, boss.
Right.
I've had even 4 times better quality than you.
Right.
So I'm very familiar with this specific area.
Yeah.
That's when men start to fold. Like, damn, that's what I don't like about you. You talking back. I don't like how you talking back to me.
Yeah.
Getting to a resolution is so important.
Yeah. Yeah, it is because it's not resolved until the resolution is presented.
Very
Say,
true.
okay, baby, look, let's talk about this. And you need to lead. Let's talk about this. Sit her down, take her hand, look her in the eye. All right, baby, look, let's talk about this. I know the other day we had a real bad argument. You good? That's all it takes. Talk to me. Let it out. Because if she doesn't let it out, which she most likely already had to her homegirl, to somebody else, but she doesn't let it out with you, it's never really resolved. So, to the men that's watching, get that shit resolved in the house, because if you don't,
facts.
it will be resolved third party, and eventually third party will be the one partying with your girl. So
Azelle puts a comment. Shout out to Azelle, the Morelands in the building, people. Azelle says trust can quickly be lost and hard to gain. Very true.
Yeah, man, it's quickly lost and hard to gain, man.
And Regina says the ego is too big. Oh, that's 100%.
There's another book too. I know she probably know about Regina. Ego is the Enemy. Another great book, right? And this is the reason why personal development is so great. It's not just reading books because of fucking Tony Robbins said it. These are things.
In your real life.
These are things where you have to really look for the real gems of who writes these books, who's co-signed these books, and also what personal development you're looking for and why you're looking for what you're looking to get out of. Not just say, oh, I just read the book. Yeah, you read it, but that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
You get what I'm saying? You have nothing to show for it. You can't navigate these problems. So the last thing I want to talk about for resolution is just, I believe couples need to come up with their own conflict resolution, need to understand how to get to an agreement and a compromise.
100%.
The reason why we bring those two up, and Bobby, I want to get your point on this, how important an agreement or a compromise is, because people think they're the same thing, but they're not. The agreement is you both obviously agree. The compromise is one or the other is getting less of something, and
100%.
one or the other is getting more of something.
Yes. You know, Mike,
why is that important?
You know, it's important because here's the problem, right? A lot of people have a mindset where they feel, I always have to be right. In relationships in certain areas, especially when you're debating or arguing, whatever you want to call it, you're trying to get to an agreement or a compromise.
Right.
Sometimes there is no right or wrong. What's the best agreement that we could make that would suit both of us? Where you took a little bit off the top, I took a little bit off the top, but I ain't gonna lie, I like where we ended it. This is good. This is a resolution I could live with. Everybody has this thing where I'm right, I gotta be right, and then you ain't gonna change it. You right, you gotta be right, and nobody gonna change your mind. We ain't done yet. Yeah. We still battling this same energy is still in us months later because there was no agreement, there was no compromise. Both parties are trying to be right. No, let's just come to some type of compromise where both of us are satisfied and we can move forward in the next day. That's how simple.
Okay, so important. I hear that. So then tell me, Bobby, talk about maybe if you have one, but talk about a time where you feel an agreement or compromise was necessary. within you and your girl, somebody who was dating or whatever problem is, and why is that? Talk about why you believe agreements or compromises are important within any relationship. But let's talk about a personal relationship.
I can give a lot of those, but I'll take one. All right. My girl works an awkward schedule based on the type of occupation she has. And you got to understand, like, I was a dude where my life moves in a certain type of direction, certain time frame. My appointments are set a certain way. I started to get upset in the beginning. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm sacrificing so much, and at the end of the day, for her child. But I realized at the end of the day, as I matured mentally, Bobby, I want to be with this woman. One day I'm going to marry this woman. So I need to understand how to compromise with the situation that's at hand if I want this relationship to work.
So is it safe to say that? So is it safe to say to that point? That's a great point. That's a great story, brother. Is it safe to say that compromise requires a certain level of selflessness? Because the opposite was being selfish.
That word, if you're not,
you're like, oh, my schedule, my had nothing to do with we.
Exactly. If you can't put the next person first, in that scenario, I had to put her child first, which is going to be our child.
Her situation,
knowing that's her situation. But I said, you know what? At the end of the day, I like the value she brings. I'm gonna be selfless and put the child first and her first, because I know I'm more flexible than anybody else based on my lifestyle and what I do for a living. So I have a lot more flexibility.
So this is why it goes back to, and we'll close out with this. This is why in the beginning we spoke about it takes a certain level of maturity.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies, if this man is not there yet, you can't force him.
Oh no, you waste your time. Oh no, you wait. Women, if you think you're gonna change a man's conversation levels and readjust how he's gonna deliver it and think he's gonna magically get better, if you don't see that change happening, or if he's not showing you the change after an argument or debate, you wasting your time. You wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I'm telling you.
That way. Toyotas do not come with Ferrari engines for a reason.
100%.
That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Regina said therapy. I want to hear what you got to say about that when you're done. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you can't, change the operating system of somebody. So like certain people are just built a certain way. In order for them to get to that point, they gotta find it.
100%.
And I think a lot of women spend a lot of their time trying to help people find where they need to be versus trying to find where they need to be.
100%.
Not being selfish as in, it's all about me, I need to worry about me. More so, stop trying to raise boys to men.
Yeah.
And go find you a man.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And there's a lot of women that have, like you say, they have man boys.
Yeah, we spoke about man boys.
And it is very true.
Yeah. Go back to one of our we
got the video we spoke about man boys. And I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of women, he dressed like a man.
Yeah, how to vet a man. Yeah, we spoke about that. How to vet a man.
But his characteristics based on maturity, conversation skills, leadership,
temperament,
he doesn't have it.
He's a boy.
He's a boy.
Yeah.
But he dressed like a man. He knows how to spend money like a man.
Right. He has the age of a man.
He has the age of a man.
Yeah,
but when you talk about everything, the intangibles, he lacks that by 100%. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. What's Regina talking about with this therapy thing?
Regina states that therapy can help even in dating, not just when things are broken. True.
100%. But here's the problem. Regina. 90%, 98% of our community don't even know how to spell therapy. The rest don't even want to even listen about what therapy got because they think automatically cost.
Yeah.
Once there's a cost involved, you see how we cry about these gases, right?
Yeah.
But we still paying them. Once there's a cost involved, they run away. Oh, that thing's expensive. I ain't no crying. You got money for that? I ain't. So the value is not there. Therapy's not valuable in our community. Even though we need it the most, it's not valuable. The things that are valuable are the things we spend the most money on. So all you gotta see is where we spend our most money. Women spend most of their money in beauty products, hair products. That's what's valuable to them. Besides where they should be spending it. Most of them need to be spending most of that budget, half or a quarter, in therapy. And the hair is gonna flourish by itself. See what I'm saying?
That's very true.
The hair's not flourishing, it's dry, it's balding because you spending all your money on trying to keep it up and grow it. You need to spend your money on a therapist.
I always feel like, Mike, with certain things, if a man comes with that mindset, like, damn, I don't want to spend the money, I think sometimes knowing what type of woman you have, if the woman could adjust, because some women don't like to put no money in, but they quick to tell you something to spend money on. So, like, meaning this, like, you gotta really think about it. We on the pay for truth, and I've always been talking about the pay for truth. There's a lot of women quick to tell you something that you should spend money on or invest money into, but they ain't gonna put no skin in the game.
Right.
And that's a problem. If women would change the approach to it, and look, babe, we're gonna do a session. I'm gonna put 40%. You're gonna put 60%. Let's try a 1 hour session. I guarantee the man will take it. But damn, I just paid your goddamn mortgage. I just paid your car payment. I just paid this bill. Now you want to add therapy sessions? Come on. That's another expense, not an investment.
Right.
But if you approach it the right way, if women approach it the right way, because the problem I've learned in life, and this is how I feel about relationships. Whatever a person finds the most valuable, if you're not willing to sacrifice that, you're never going to have a good relationship. And some women, the most valuable thing in their life is money. They're so either hungry for money, and you can tell when a woman's hungry for money. When on 10 dates, they don't like to pick up a tab.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, they don't like to pay. They don't like to pay no tabs.
They don't believe in paying anything.
And when a woman's like that, I'm automatically pulling myself back. I pull myself back from a lot of relationships because
let me say this: the ladies who offer to pay the most
always
over a time period, not just within a month, 2 months, who offer and have the consciousness to say, I want to pay for this, I want to contribute, who have the contributive mindset, they're most likely the ones getting scooped up, married, and you're single still. Because men either look at you as one or two things: expensive, or you don't like to pay.
I got a lot of homegirls right now, and we was having a conversation maybe about 2 weeks ago, and they called me like, "B, we're talking." They're like, "Bob, what's the biggest problem you think I have?" I say, "You cheat. You cheat. A man will never take you to that next level because you will spend on yourself, but you won't spend on the man. For your birthday, look what he got you. When you shit got rough, look what he did for you. But now, when it's time for you to sacrifice what you find so important for the man, to the man, or being with the man, which is money, you won't sacrifice that for him. A woman would be quick to, buy me a $4,000 couch. Okay, buy me a $500 pair, a weight set. Damn, $500. Now let me go get him a shaver. You see? That's the problem. Yeah. Women, you gotta learn how to sacrifice too and learn how to be selfless.
Correct.
I don't date women like that. I probably dated one woman my whole life. And any woman that was like that, we didn't last more than 3 years.
Yeah, I had a few, but they were
all
like
women that don't pick up tabs. I don't like women that don't know how to.
The fly by nights, you know what they're about. They just care about how they pocket goes.
They don't like to pick up tabs. They don't want to. You traveling with them, they can't even. Oh, let me pay 30% of the hotel cost, like nothing. It's just you pay for everything. What I look like to you? ATM. That's what you. No, I'm straight on that. Let me go get a woman that knows the value, that want to share, that want to. And then, so everything you're going to do for the rest of your life, it's always going to be about. But again, here we go. When we're talking about communication skills, I've learned before I leave any woman on that type of area, I always express to them, I hope you're the best, but always remember, it's okay to let some of your money in your wallet go. Let them know that. So when they step to the next man, he might have a better opportunity than I did, because now she know where's her weakness. And if she could work on that, she'll be straight.
Some women just think that, I just dealt with too many broke niggas.
Oh, that's why they still say. There's a lot of women, and I'm going to keep it G.
That's a closed mindset.
There's a lot of women that I knew was single 10 years ago, they still single now.
Yeah.
Still single, no difference.
Common denominator is them. And
everything is, it's the man. One thing men don't talk to you about, women, when you cheat, men don't like that. They love to act, man, that's a private conversation.
Scared to be blunt.
Men are scared to be blunt about that. Women sometimes are very cheap. They don't like to spend no money. And there's a lot of men that just won't tell them about themselves. Oh, no, it's okay, I got it. It's okay, I got it. Damn. It's okay, I got it. So damn. Date number 13, you still got it, huh? So 13 out of 13, you paying for everything.
Date number 35.
You still got it.
So tell me, when are we going to take it serious? When are we going to...
Nah, man, ain't taking you serious. You don't pick up tabs.
You don't even offer.
You don't even offer. Oh, I got the tip. Oh, I got... Man, come on, man. Women, like I tell my homeboys, like I got even my young cousins, the young high school kids I educate, I teach it from young.
Oh,
teach it from young. It's okay for a woman to spend money on you. It's okay for you to, of course, allow her to pick up a bill. It's okay. You don't have to pick it. There's no law that states as a man you have to pick up everything. There's nothing in the Bible that says you pay everything. No. This is some American-made foolishness that people program into people's minds. A woman is on a pedestal. She pays for nothing. And in the end, she gets everything. No, that's not how it works. Yeah. I thought I'd share that. It's your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com.
It's your boy Mike the Advisor. We appreciate y'all. We're going to wrap up tonight, but we thank y'all for coming through. We'll drop next week's topic this week when we come up with it. You know, we come based off of what the people give us. So we appreciate y'all. We hope we gave y'all some gems tonight.
Yeah. Ladies, any comments, any topics y'all want to hear us discuss, feel free to DM Mike the Advisor or, of course, myself, Bobby Sarah from Mentourme.
You catch us on Facebook and IG.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube videos. We got a lot of great content on there, from financial topics to relationships to just everyday life. And I think next week, I don't know, we might talk about the whole slapping with Will Smith.
I don't even know if I want to get at it.
Yeah, that's a real. There's so many angles in that to me. Like
we can base it off of that, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We gonna come up with something. We got something.
I don't know. Like, it's so many angles.
We got something for y'all
with the whole Will Smith thing.
We got something.
Here's your boy Bobby from Mentourme.com. Appreciate you, Zell, Regina, all the people that's gonna watch. Rochelle, Rachel was popping. Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. Mentourme.com. Follow my podcast on Spotify. The Painful Truth by Bobby Sarah and Mentor Me alongside Mike the Advisor.
Appreciate y'all.